stats, and we watch the games. The Panthers are ready to put last season behind them. So how are they going to do that? I'm Sheena Quick, and I am bringing you the camp series, Defending the Bank. I'm Sheena Quick, guys. I'm bringing you a training camp series called Defending the Bank. There's a lot of excitement about this offense. There's a lot of excitement about Bryce, about the resurgence. But on this defense, you have been what J.C. Horn calls the standout player, all of OTAs, all of minicamp. How are you keeping that going into training camp?
I really just want to play ball at the maximum potential that I know I could be. I look up to a lot of guys that bring energy to whatever team they're on. A lot of vets from other teams, and I want to be that. I want to be the guy that gets things going. So that's really what I would say.
Now, you never played nickel before last season.
I never did.
And to do that at the highest level of football, what kind of challenges did that present to you mentally and physically?
Well, I first played nickel at the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
And it really was a mental thing. It was a developmental role that I played. I really had to buckle down for those 3 days that I was at the Senior Bowl, and it was mentally draining, at first. But I think the more that I worked on it, the more I became comfortable.
Now, you were one of the bright spots on an otherwise dismal season on the defensive side of the ball. You guys had some injuries, some very early impactful injuries, and then you found yourself starting as a rookie again in this nickel position. What opportunities does this defense, this 3-4, offer a player with your skill set?
With my skill set, I would say, Coach E loves the little guys on the inside, so I think that he would describe me as a little guy. A lot of quickness, and just being able to process everything that's going on. I feel like you have to be one of the smartest on the field to be able to play nickel. So, I feel like he chose the best position for me, given my ability. So.
You talked about quickness. I've seen you matched up against rookie Jimmy Horn.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit before the interview started about, you being kind of a silent agitator. Have you guys been jawing back and forth?
We definitely have. We go back and forth. A lot of the guys go back and forth, not just me and Jimmy, but, it's kind of that friendly competition. I get my brother right, he get me right.
So it's definitely an iron sharpens iron situation. We see, Teteroa lined up against Mike Jack. You see Xavier Leggett lined up against J.C. Horn, you and Jimmy Horn. Just talk about the opportunities that having dynamic playmakers gives you guys as defenders and the advantage it gives you as you get ready to face this NFC South competition.
Yeah, I was talking to Adam not too long ago, probably day one of camp, and he just told me he's making it easier for me, and that's what we look for from those guys. Just we got Jimmy, he can take the top off. We got X on the outside, big, fast, can go up at any point. Ted, same for him. It's different archetypes for different guys. So just
you guys get to see a little bit of everything every day in practice.
Exactly, and it keeps you equipped. You being able to go in your bag for whoever you lined up against.
You got to talk to me about Cooley. Specifically in the secondary, you guys aren't super deep when you look at the depth, as far as the depth chart, as far as like talent that's coming back. You guys added Trayvon, of course. Just talk about Coach Cooley and what he brings to that unit.
Yeah, he's the spearhead. He's a madman at that.
He is.
When he's talking about football, you can see the sparkle in his eyes, how much he loves the game. He's very passionate about it. So, when he's giving us the information, he gives it to a T. And he's one of those guys you can see as he talks, he dots his I's and he crosses his T's, so he's that type of guy.
You talked to me a little bit earlier about being, you don't talk trash. Like I told him before, I said, look, you're a DB, so I know you pop it. You don't pop it for people to hear. What's one of your funniest matchup stories against a wide receiver in a game to where you knew that you could get into his head? You don't have to say any names, you don't have to.
Yeah, I say a lot of crazy stuff that my mom probably don't even want me saying. I'm her baby, so if I get to saying what I tell them guys,
you be cussing, Shaw?
Yeah, I cuss.
Shaw be cussing, y'all.
I do what it takes. You know what I mean? By any means.
You came in here locked in.
Yeah.
What else did you get into non-football related during this offseason?
When I'm laying off, when I'm kicking it, I'm really just with the guys. I was
your
in
teammates?
Chicago. Nah.
Oh, just your homeboys. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I did meet up with Jacoby, my boy Jacoby Women. He came to kick it with me in Chicago, so that was cool.
I do have to ask you, if you could trade places with any offensive player for one practice, who would it be and why?
And I would have to go Adam. I gotta go Adam.
Why?
Yeah, that's my favorite receiver on that side. He's very fundamentally sound. You know, he definitely has that rank because he's put in that work. So
Yeah,
I feel like I'm the same way.
I think Adam just does not get. I feel like he's so underrated still.
He definitely is.
Despite everything that he has put on film and despite what he has done coming here.
Yeah.
And JC said before, you guys are a program now versus a team.
Yeah.
What differences do you see with, it's your second year, it's Coach Canales' second year, it's Dan Morgan's second year.
Yeah.
What are the differences coming into this season versus last season? I know individually you're always trying to play at a high level. You guys always want to win games. That's always the number one thing. But it just feels a little different this year.
Man, moral of the story, we fed up. I would have to say we fed up, and what comes with that is togetherness. We connect all on the fed up level. You know what I mean? We're tired of the slander, we're tired of the defamation ultimately. So, you know, we banding together and we're talking about what we need to be great. Them things that we want to go out and get.
Absolutely. Guys, this is going to be our first installment of Defending the Bank. I feel like this defense has huge strides to make, and I feel like they're going to make them. This is what, Everill's third year, it's your second year. Thank you so much, Shaw. I know it is 1,000,000 degrees. We are both out here melting, so I'll let you go inside, get cooled off because they need you at your best.
Thank you.
Thank you.